Stampers, it's Christy with Stampin' Texas. I have had this Father's Day card in my stash for many years now, and I thought this would be a perfect one to do a makeover on it. So it's going to be my Makeover Monday card for today. Now, not only can I create a Mother's Day card just by simply changing up the colors and the stamp set in the middle, I'm also going to show you how to make another Father's Day card. Same layout, same kind of design, but isn't that cute? Just making it over with a few simple changes. So let me first show you the Mother's Day card and what you're going to need to get started. So the pieces you're going to need for this card, there are two pieces here, and this is Wild Wasabi. The green is the Wild Wasabi, and these pieces are cut to 1 7/8 by 1 3/4, and you'll need 2 of those. Then this cardstock is rose red, and you'll need 2 of those as well, and it's 1 7/8 by 1 3/4. So 2 of those as well. Then the piece that we're going to stamp on right here is a 3x3 square, and this piece is for the inside, and this is 5 1/4 by 4. So I'm going to set that piece aside because we don't need it right now. But let's get to stamping our pieces, and then I'll share with you about the embossing folder and how we got those looking so cute. The flower that I am using today for the center of the card is from the Crazy About You stamp set, and this is featured in the Occasions catalog, and these products will be available through June 2nd. And this is a fun little bundle because look at all these sayings you get. I mean, just tons of sayings and images. And when you bundle it with the framelits, the Hello You Thinlits, I should call them, you will save 15%. Now here's the Thinlits. They're really cute. And I'll put the link in the description box below so you can click on that and check out this great bundle. But we're going to use the rose red ink. And let me give you a tip. When you're stamping this flower, see how some of the petals are larger, I guess wider? We're going to put one of the wide petals along the bottom of where we're stamping, because that way it will line up perfectly when we go to punch it. So we're just going to stamp that in the rose red. And then we're going to get the coordinating punch. I believe that's the flower medallion punch. And what we're going to do is just slide that in there. Now you see I don't have much paper to hold on to. Now this is a 3x3 square piece, so I can usually get it in there. There you go. So I was just kind of feeling the paper on either side of the punch. We're going to punch that out. And the neat thing about this card is we're going to use the paper that we punched this out of. I kind of like the fact that you can just peek under there and still see the colors coming through. Now we're going to take the leaves from the same stamp set, and we're going to stamp those in Wild Wasabi. And I just slid under a piece of copy paper. I know I could stamp directly on my mat, but I'm going to be using my mat over and over. So I just slid copy paper under there. Since part of my image is going to be stamped on the white and part on the copy paper. So I just basically went around. I wanted to have some of the green on that piece. Thought it really made it look nice. So one on each corner is really all you need. So that's going to create our centerpiece. So let me get our other pieces back in and show you how to lay it all out. The cardstock base is a piece of basic black cut to 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, and I've scored it in the middle so it'll have a nice crisp fold. And you're going to take each one of your little pieces, and I did emboss them with the Spring Flowers textured embossing folder. It looks like this. And you're going to use that with your Big Shot, but I've gone ahead and done that for you. I do have a video on how to emboss with the Big Shot, so if you're wondering how to do that. But the first thing I did is just kind of laid them out to do a dry fit to make sure I had them going the way I want. Now see, since one side is 1 7/8, it's going to be a little bit longer. So that's why I want to make sure of which direction my pieces are going. And you're simply going to attach those with snail adhesive. So it's pretty simple to do. You just want to make sure, like I said, you're kind of dry fitting and then just doing one piece at a time. I've got each piece stuck down. Now all we need to do is basically start assembling. So I'm just going to put a little bit of snail adhesive on all 4 sides of the piece we punched out. And I'm going to set that kind of on an angle like that. Then with my flower, I just basically used my fingers to kind of lift up each of the petals because I did want it to have a little bit of dimension. So we're going to stick it on with a dimensional. Like that. And that's going to go in the center. Now, isn't that cute? The last thing that the front needs is a rhinestone. And I do like using my paper piercing tool or really pointy scissors to pick those off and help me place it down right where I want it. Now for the inside, I want to show you how to use a Stamp-A-Majig so you can line up, especially when you're trying to get things straight like this. It's kind of difficult if you're just freehanding it, but I'm going to show you how to use the Stamp-A-Majig to get that all centered and lined up correctly for the inside. Now for the last part, we're going to stamp the words Happy Mother's Day on the inside. And if ever you're wanting to make sure an image is stamped completely straight or just exactly where you want it, I recommend using the Stamp-A-Majig. The Stamp-A-Majig comes with a clear imaging sheet like this and a little handle. And there's one side of the imaging sheet that's really slick and the other side is a little rough. So you're going to use the slick side. Also, keep in mind, mine is permanently stamped with this Merry Christmas. So learn from my mistake. Do not use Stays On ink. Stays On is permanent and it will stay there forever. So even though I goobered up this corner, we've got some other corners we can use on the imaging sheet. So let me show you how we're going to do this. I'm going to take the word happy and we are going to stamp it onto the imaging sheet. But what I've got to do first is line up the corner of the imaging sheet with the handle. It makes a 90-degree little corner right there. And I'm going to take my image and just gently go down and up. So I have that word happy stamped right there. Now I'm going to get my paper into view and decide where exactly I want it. So if I want it right there, does that look pretty good? I think so. I'm going to move the handle into place, take the imaging sheet out of view, and then just go back in that 90-degree area. Just a nice gentle down and up. Now let's do that again with the words Mother's Day. Now I could just wipe this off and use that corner again, but for time's sake on video, I'm going to just go to the next corner. So I'm going to ink up Mother's Day. Go right into that 90 degrees. Just a gentle down and up. Now let's position that right where we want it. And I don't usually try to line things up so perfectly. I'll make it crooked on purpose. But I thought for those of you who really like things straight, I wanted to show you how to use this cool little tool. So there we go. So now we've got our Mother's Day stamped right where we want it. So there you have it. There's our Happy Mother's Day stamped in the center there. I just adhered it to the inside of the card. And all of that from a fun card that I had made years ago and turned it into something new. But stay tuned for part 2 so you can see the Father's Day version of our Makeover Monday project. Thanks so much for watching. Happy stamping!